Good morning, children. Today we are going to know a very beautiful poem written by William Butler Yeats. W.B. Yeats. Yeats, you have to say. Now, it is about the homecoming, where the poet is always longing to come back to his place where his childhood was spent. And let me tell you something about the poet. It is a well-known poem, explores the poet's longing for the peace and tranquility of Innis, a place where he spent a lot of time as a boy. And this particular poem is a lyrical poem. Now I'll tell you about the poet. William Butler Yeats, commonly known as W.B. Yeats, was born in Dublin, Ireland in 1865. W.B. Yeats was born in Dublin, Ireland in 1865. Yeats wrote both poetry and plays. His early plays were focused mainly on interpreting Irish legends and spiritual beliefs. So in the poem, The Lake Isle of Innis, the poet is tired of city life and wants to spend the rest of his life with nature. He believes that nature provides him peace, and this nature or peace will be present in the Lake Isle of Innis. The central idea of the poem is the poet is tired of city life and wants to be with nature. The city life is full of business and tiredness. The poet can never hear the lake water lapping the shore while standing on the grey pavements and roads. So let us get into the poem. I'll read it for you. Listen very attentively. And after reading once, I'll go again for the second reading with paraphrasing or analyzing each and every line and its meaning. So be attentive, my dears. All of you, be very careful while I'm reading the poem. Try to take the meaning of the poem. I will arise and go now and go to Innis, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 beans rows will I have there, a hive for the honeybee, and live alone in the beloved glade. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the wheels of the morning to where the cricket sings. There midnight's all a glimmer and noon a purple glow, and evenings full of the linnet's wings. I'll arise and go now, for always night and day I hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore, while I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey. I hear it in the deep heart's core. Now, children, just listen to me very carefully. I'll be giving you the paraphrasing of the poem. Before I go to each and every line, I'll be just telling you again that this poem was written in 1888. The Lake Isle of Innis, one of William Butler Yeats' most celebrated poems. And this poem, it consists of 12 lines separated into 3 quartines and an rhyming scheme. I'll let you know when I go with the poetic devices. Till then, please try to understand the summary of the poem. I'll read again, once again. The speaker. In the Lake Isle of Innis, he spends most of the poem deep inside a daydream. He speaks of Innis, in an idealistic way, describing the almost magical qualities of the different times of day and the unbroken solitude and peace he will achieve once he goes there. The speaker within this peace means a small part. Peace relates peace, calmness, directly to nature and throughout the poem. It is revealed by the end that the speaker dreams so intently about reaching Innisfree because he lives in an environment that does not contain the natural elements that are critical to his happiness. So let's go with the line by line paraphrasing, my dears. Here the first stanza I'm going with again, slowly, at a slow pace. I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honeybee, and live alone in the bee-loved glade. So here, in this stanza, the speaker or the poet or the narrator begins by telling the reader, that means we, of his intentions. He says that he will arise and go now. Where he wants to go? To the Isle of Innisfree. In the first line, the word go is repeated twice. Did you notice this, my dears? And it's made this choice to provide a special emphasis on the importance of the speaker's action. The poet is determined. He must and will go to Innisfree. In the second line, we get some additional details as to what he is going to do when he gets there. He plans to create a small cabin for himself. The use of the small here, it gives the impression that he is going to be the only one. He wants to live in solitude, all alone. Seclude. So he wants to live, only one, living in the house without any family or any relations of any kind. He plans to build the cabin from clay and wattles. You know what are wattles? They are sticks and rods. Wattles are, I think you can get the meaning, that twisted sticks for making fences and walls. Once he is living in a small cabin, he dreams of planting or just keeping 9 rows of bean plants and a hive for presumably many honeybees, as in the next line. The glade, a small clearing in a forest, is filled with their sound. You know how the sound of the bees will be zzz, like that? They'll be making sound whenever they're going in search of honey, from plant to plant, flower to flower, collecting the honey. Second stanza. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the wheels of the morning to where the cricket sings. There midnight's all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evening full of the linnet's wings. This is another stanza, or you can say, what did I say it is? Quatrain. This provides to us with the reasoning behind his desire to travel to Innisfree to find some peace. He's vexed up with lot of hustle bustle, lot of disturbances, seeing the pavements and all every time, the blowing of the horns and the people moving about, all these things, he was quite become very mechanical. So he wants to have peace around. So he wants to go back to his place, the childhood days, and enjoy. Here this stanza, it is the metaphorical relationship, very important over here, that age sets up between the notion of peace and nature. Okay, idea. Notion means idea. He describes peace as a dropping slow, and from where? From the wheels of morning to the crickets. Age relates peace to morning dew. How beautiful it will be. Have you ever seen? On the blades of the grass, you'll find small droplets of water. And when the rising sun, the rays, the morning rays touch the dew drops, it shines, glows. So really, you have to see it. We cannot explain like this. You need to really experience. Such beautiful is the nature. If you start enjoying it, you cannot get out of that. In the glade, he will be surrounded by it. From the leaves on the trees to the grass on the ground, where the cricket sings. Continuing on, the poet describes 3 more times of day and the magical qualities they possess on the Lake Isle of Innis. So here the imagery calls up sequences. Imagery means if you think about it in this way, when he's explaining us everything in detail, when you close your eyes, immediately the picture comes. You can view, you can see the picture. Okay, so here the imagery calls up sequences in orderly manner that further emphasize the importance of the daydream to the speaker. Midnight glimmers, noontime glows purple, and the evening is full of beating of linnets' wings. You know what are linnets? A small brown and grey finch with reddish brown breast. That means the down part will be reddish brown in color. So the third one and the final quatrain, here it is, I'll read it out for you. I will arise and go now. You see the urge over there. For always, night and day, I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core. So now he says here, the point in this poem, in this quatrain, the speaker or the poet, he wants to shake himself out of his daydream, in which he has described the scenes on the Lake Isle of Innis, and begins to address the real world. Once again he states he is going to leave for Isle, reinforcing the importance of other uses of go. In the first quatrain, this constant repetition of the action of leaving his home to create a new one presents the question of, is he actually ever going to go? Has this dream been something he is now going to realize, or does it only exist in his mind? These questions remain pertinent as the poem concludes. Yeats concludes this stanza by telling the reader or to us that the speaker hears the water lapping at the shore all day and night. This dream has become a mantra. We chant. Some magical powers it will have. It is an obsession that has come to haunt him and it is no more prevalent than when he stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grade. It is now evident the speaker is wishing to escape a world that is antithetical to his ideas of peace and happiness. It seems that the speaker lives in a city, or at least somewhere in which he is surrounded by roads and pavements, both of which are not classical manifestations of nature. The poem concludes in a very sober note, decent, beautiful. The poem's last line, I hear it in the deep heart's core. Here this line refers to the sounds of the waves lapping on the shore. The haunting images of the Lake Isle of Innis are heard not in his head, but it was heard where? Can you just tell me? It was heard in his deep parts of the heart. See the beauty? What he says. That means they always are there within his heart. The reader is left with the unanswered questions. We are quite vague now. We cannot understand what exactly happened regarding the reality of the speaker's plan to go now and go to Innis Free. Will the speaker ever make it from his current home to the peace he needs to achieve happiness? Or will he remain in his city or town, stick to a fantasy daydream he will never realize? Okay, my dears, here let us just try to go with the poetic devices that you come across in this poem. Okay, let us see what you're going to know about it. The poetic devices. I'll tell you. Be very attentive. Okay. What are the poetic devices that you come across in the poem? I'll just give you. Wait a minute. I need to take the book. Lake Isle of Innis. What a beautiful poem. Yes, how beautiful it is told. A simple natural environment. Okay, very beautiful and beautiful place with wonderful light and color, where you can see that the purple glow, that to noontime, that purplish color you will be observing in the sky. Okay, so now let me just go with the poetic devices that you come across in the poem, The Lake Isle of Innis. Once again, I'll just let you know. So before that, let us go with the beautiful sights you come across. How beautiful it is. How beautiful. Really, these poets, the people who really observe, enjoy the nature. Beautiful poems. Those people, we call them as romantic poets, who will really enjoy the nature, beauty of the nature. Okay, so now here, the poetic devices, I'll just let you know. The alliteration you are finding, where do you find it? A repetition of the initial. What is an alliteration? It is nothing but the repetition of the initial consonant sound in the same line. Like for example, you see here, lake water lapping with low sounds. Okay, it is a lake water lapping. Lake lapping with low sounds. Did you get it? And the second poetic device, visual imagery. It pertains to graphics, visual scenes, pictures, or the sense of sight. Wheels of the morning. You know what is a wheel? Have you ever seen the women in the palaces, the queens and all? They put, or even you can go for the dancers, the Bharatanatyam or Kuchipudi dancers. After they just dress them up with that attire, what do? They cover themselves with a thin, transparent cloth. That is called as a veil. Have you ever visited this Salajan Museum? There also you can find it. That very beautifully done with marble stone. It is with a stone. Okay. So that is veils of the morning means slowly how a curtain raises. In the same manner, slowly the darkness will be dispelled and the rising sun comes out with its break. Okay, beautiful scenes when you get up and see in the morning. I think now you got some time in this corona. It is making us to be inside the houses. So once early in the morning you get up and enjoy the chirping of the birds and then the rising sun, how it will be red in color once it comes out, and that too between the trees. So beautiful it looks. Okay, that is the enjoyment of the nature. That is the image when you get it. When I talk about rising of the sun, you should immediately get the image in front of your eyes. Midnight's all glimmer. So what did he say here? Midnight, all that glimmer. Okay, so night time sometimes there is a kind of moonlit night, if it you say, that in that moonlight the building or that beautiful things, whatever he is talking about, the lake maybe, the reflection of the moon falls on it with dim light. It brings out that slow gleaming outside. An evening full of the linnet's wings. So at the time all flap the wings and go in a line. Have you ever seen the birds going? Sometimes some of the birds in the evenings, they go in the V shape. Have you noticed? Black color birds. So see, observe my dears. You enjoy the beauty of the nature and you appreciate the God's creation. Okay, and noon, a purple glow. These are all the imagery. And auditory imagery. Visual imagery means which you can visualize, see. Whereas auditory, it is auditory. It goes with the ears, hearing. Okay. It pertains to sounds, noises, music and sense of hearing. Bee loud great. Then immediately you have to get into your mind, what is that? The sound of the honeybees. The buzzing sound of the honeybees. And again, he says cricket sings. You know what is a cricket? Have you ever heard this? Hey, did you hear? Do you have the habit of listening to the songs? Have you ever heard the name Usha Uttup? There is a beautiful song sung by her. I don't know what is the movie, but she sings with that kind of husky voice. Kichurolu. Like that. Have you ever heard that? Yes, that is Kichuralu are nothing but the crickets that make a kind of sound by flapping their wings. The wings, beating of the wings will produce that kind of sound. Okay, and then lake water lapping. You see, when the movement of the lake, the water current, it will go and hit to the stones which are there, are the some small stones, and then they make a like that the sound comes. Okay, and hear it in the deep heart's core. So that will be always resounding, echoing in the deeper parts of your heart. That means he never forgets his childhood memories. Okay, he's quite longing to see them, go back to them. And now the next poetic device, a metaphor. This is metaphor is a device which compares two things or qualities which are unlike. They are quite not the same. Peace comes dropping slow. Dropping, how it will be? It make a sound. But he says slowly, without anyone's notice, like a how cat moves. In that way, it is coming slowly. Wheels of the morning. Will a morning wear that kind of cloth on itself, cover itself? No, but still he compares it. Okay. And then be loud glade. So all these things metaphorically he is using. And the next poetic device is onomatopoeia. Maybe you did not hear it any time. Did you come across this? Okay, I'll tell you what it is. This is nothing but using a word that suggests the meaning by its sound. Onomatopoeia is nothing but a word, using of a word that suggests, that tells you, that depicts, shows the meaning of its sound. See, what is that? I hear lake water lapping. That lapping indicates that the sound. Now another device, the last one, repetition. What is it, you know? Repetition of words, phrases in the same line. And I shall have some peace there. For peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the wheels. The peace dropping are repeated. Have you noticed it, my dears? Yeah. I will arise and go now. Here phrase repeated in the first and the third stanzas. 2 times you have come across, I think so. I'll arise and I'll go. So this is about the Lake of Innis. And another theme is also possible, my dears, here. That is, this is a lyrical poem expressing the poet's longing to live a peaceful, tranquil life at Innisfree, away from the hustle and bustle of the city life in London. He lived in Innisfree in his childhood, and he has many sweet memories of that place. I'll give you the noon purple glow. I said no, a purple glow. I'll give you the meaning for this. It is altering both midnight and noon into airy images. There, midnights all glimmer and noon purple glow. Evening a glimmer, all these things, the colors is indicating. Sometimes in the evening, have you ever seen when the setting of the sun, there you'll find reddish orange or grayish orange or orange and grey or red and grey mixed. Beautiful colors you'll be coming to. So maybe that colors mixing up. Okay. Maybe a reflection of certain things and brings out that shades will be really very beautiful. Okay. And then deep in his heart or in the center of his heart, he's so fond of the sounds that he always carries them in his memory, even it is long since he actually heard them at Innisfree. And personification is also there. That is, morning is personified because it is wearing, and metaphor is clouds are compared to wheels. And also rise and all I told you. And here the last but not the least poetic device is the rhyming scheme you come across in this poem. A, B, A, B. In all the 3 stanzas. I'll tell you. See here. Innisfree, honey bee. Maid, glade. Slow, glow. Sings, wings. Day, grey. Shore, cold. Did you get it, my dears? So, this is the end of the poem. Please try to read it. Try to understand. Poetry is for understanding and appreciation, my dears. Try to understand it and try to appreciate the beautiful way the poet has expressed his views. So, this is all for today, my dears. Have a good day. And now, meet you again tomorrow with some other topic. It may be a poem or it may be the literature, whatever it is. Let's have together, learn together, enjoy together. This is all for today, my dears. Have a good day again. Bye. See you again tomorrow. Bye bye.